Alright, we're going to take another look at medians here in this video. Previously, we had just looked at the ratio that the centroid divides each median into. That was that 1 to 2 ratio. And we just used it to find out what some of the lengths were. Now we're going to solve some equations and figure out what x is. So I'm just going to toss a little algebra in there for some extra practice. Okay, so remember, the centroid divides each median into two parts with a ratio of 1 to 2. So the smaller part is half as big as the larger part, or the larger part is twice as big as the smaller part. And also, the entire median, 2/3 of that median is here, and 1/3 of it is right here. So let's take a look here. We're supposed to find x. We've got ZV. If we look here, ZV is the larger part of the median. We've got an expression for that. And then ZE, which is the entire median, we've got an expression for that. Now, if we take ZE, right, 2/3 of ZE is ZV. So 2/3 of the median is the larger portion here. So we're going to substitute our expressions now. So let's see. 2/3 of -11 plus 4x equals, over here we have x plus 11. X plus 11. All right. Now, what I'm going to do to get rid of this 2/3 here, we could distribute it, but since it's 2/3 times everything inside this expression, I can get rid of the fraction by multiplying both sides by 3. So I'm going to multiply by 3 on both sides. And that's going to give us 2/3 times 3 is just 2. -11 plus 4x, and over here we've got 3 times x plus 11. Now, in a certain sense, we've actually made more work for ourselves, but we did get rid of the fraction right away, so that we don't have to worry about it anymore. It's gone. Okay? So now we'll go ahead and distribute on both sides. So 2 times -11 is -22, plus 2 times 4x, that's 8x. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 11 is 33. Next step, we want to get all of we want to have terms with variables only on one side, so I'm going to get rid of this 3x over here. Take away 3x from both sides. That gives us -22 over here. 8x minus 3x is a positive 5x, and then over here, 3x minus 3x, that's nothing, and we still have our positive 33. Now we want to isolate the term that has the variable in it, so we're going to have to get rid of this other term. We're going to get rid of a -22 by adding 22. So we're going to add 22 over here, and that's going to leave us with 5x equal to, see, 33 plus 22 is 55. And then, to isolate the x, we're going to divide by 5 on both sides, and we get x equals 11. If we wanted to go back and check our answer, we can go up here and we can say, we'll see, x plus 11 is 22. So ZV is 22, and ZE, see, -11 plus 4x, 4 times, let's just write this out here, -11 plus 4x, so 4 times 11, is -11 plus 44, and this is 33. So the entire median is 33 units long. So that means that EV is 11, so 11 and 2 more 11s, 33 altogether. It works. All right, let's do one more. We're actually going to skip down here and do number 4, because it's a little bit different. Okay. So here, we've got that IZ, the distance from I to Z, right here, is 10x minus 2. And then we've got ZC, which is 3x plus 3. So in this case, they're the two small portions. And here, ZI or IZ is twice as big as ZC. 2 parts to 1 part. We're going to set it up that way. We're going to say that IZ equals 2 times CZ. Now we'll substitute our expressions here. IZ is 10x minus 2. 2 times, make sure you put your parentheses in here, ZC or CZ, same thing. 3x plus 3. Now we'll do some distributive property over here. Nothing's going to change over here just yet, so we'll just write that out. 2 times 3x is 6x, and 2 times 3 is 6. First step, we want to get all of our terms with variables. I want to only have terms with variables on one side. So I'm going to get rid of this 6x. First, I have to subtract 6x from both sides. See, 10x minus 6x is 4x. Nothing's happened to this 2 yet. 6x minus 6x, that's 0. And we've got our positive 6 over here. Next, we want to isolate the term that has the x. So we're going to get rid of this negative 2 here by adding 2. Okay. And then we've got 4x equals 6 plus 2 is 8. And then next, we isolate the x itself by dividing by its coefficient. Of course, we do the same thing on both sides. And then that gives us x equals 2. And if we want to go back and check our answer, we go back up here and we say, well, let's see, 10x minus 2. See, that's 10 times 2 minus 2. That's 20 minus 2. That's 18. Oh, that's 18 down here, sorry. 18. And then over here, 3x plus 3. We've got 3 times 2 plus 3. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 3, which is 9. So that makes this portion a 9 up here. So again, the longer part of the median is twice as long as the shorter part. So that ratio of 2 to 1. All right. So the key here is you've got to decide what's the relationship between the two segments that are being described. Maybe one is twice as long as the other, like here. Or maybe up here, one is 2/3 of the other. Now, or it could also be 1/3. If you deal with this situation, I'd recommend multiplying both sides by 3 in order to get rid of the fraction right away. Then you won't have to deal with it, unless you feel really good about fractions. All right? Once you set up your, and I would also recommend, go ahead and set up your, you start out your equation like this, so that you know what you've got. Then substitute your expressions in there. And if you're multiplying one of your expressions by a constant here, like by 2/3, or down here it was multiplied by 2, make sure you put everything in parentheses. Then you've got to solve your equation and find x. Now, in some of the problems, you're going to be asked to go back and substitute to find out what the actual length of one of the segments is, but it doesn't hurt to do that anyway, just as a double check for your answer to make sure that you've done it right. All right. Good luck with the rest of these.